how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I did a little playing with new makeup / Q&A. I asked for your questions over on my Instagram, and thank you so much. You guys came through with the questions. There were so many. Wasn't able to get to all of them, and I'm so sorry, but thank you just so much for submitting your questions and also just for watching this video and hanging out. I really appreciate you. I love doing these kind of chatty Q&A get ready with me's. I feel like it's a fun way for you to get to know me more and a fun way for me to get to know you, because you guys can always like bounce off of what I've talked about so then I can get to know you more, and it's just a fun time for all of us. I love how this look came out. I used a lot of new stuff today and I am just so obsessed. I feel so cute and I'm excited to show you what all I use. As far as my accessories today go, these plugs are Love Kills Boutique. I got this choker a while back from a shop in Orlando called Prometheus Esoterica. And can we talk about my Karma is a Cat sweatshirt? I got this off of Etsy. And I love, it's so fun. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, play with some makeup and answer some questions. Hi friends, good morning. I have my second coffee of the day and we're just gonna do our makeup together. I mean, I guess you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm doing my makeup. Feel free to join me. I have some new things to play with and I also have your questions to answer from Instagram. I have quite a lot of questions. I don't see myself getting through all of them. If I don't answer your question, I'm so sorry. I tried to avoid ones that were like repeating each other and ones that I've answered in recent like Q&As, and also I just don't think I'll be able to get through all of them, but I will do my best and I appreciate you so much for submitting your questions. First things first, I did already prime. I primed before I did my brows as usual. I'm still using the Freck Rich Bitch. It's my current favorite. I don't know what to tell you. It's the best one I've used in a while. I'm not saying something because I've tried some really good primers over my days. I'm gonna go in now with my Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. I'm obsessed with this. It just makes my skin look so, oh, it's just so pretty. It's gorgeous. I love using this under foundation, and I also really like wearing it by itself when I'm skipping foundation and just going in with concealer. I'm sure I could also mix it with foundation too. I just haven't tried it in that way yet, especially because since I got the mini, I'm gonna go through this pretty darn fast. So I'm trying to just use it in the ways that I'm finding I like the best, but maybe I'll buy the big one once I run out. We will see. For foundation, I actually got like a little sample packet of this Kosas one from my Sephora VIB sale order. So I'm gonna mix these two together. 120 Very Light Cool and 170 Light Neutral Warm, because I don't see them working. I mean, maybe the Light Neutral Warm, I don't know. I worry about these individually, so I'm gonna mix them together and see how that works. And while I do that, let's answer some questions. Do you ever plan to quit working and only do YouTube? You know, I get this question like fairly often, even in my real life. Like I'll have friends or even my clients in the salon ask me things like that. At least the ones that know that I do YouTube. I don't like announce it to everybody because it doesn't always come up in conversation. I'd rather talk to them about their lives than talk about mine. Oh, I think mixing these together is actually gonna be pretty nice. I don't think this is super full coverage though, so either way it'll be good. But you know, I don't know. I feel like every so often I have days where I think about it in both ways. I have days where I get super overwhelmed with YouTube stuff, or maybe I have like an influx of comments that are like affecting me. And I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna quit. I'm just gonna work in the salon. I don't wanna do YouTube anymore. But then that passes and then I'm happy again doing both. And then I have times where, I don't know, maybe the salon just feels overwhelming. Like maybe I'm not having a bad time per se. It just feels like a lot. Or maybe ooh, that's higher coverage than I thought. I thought this was like a tinted moisturizer. Oh no, it is medium coverage. Pfft, I should have put less on my face then. This is a lot more than I typically wear. Color is not horrible though. But yeah, I have times where it's either way. Like sometimes I'm like, I want to quit the salon and just do YouTube. I want to quit YouTube and just do the salon. But I don't know. As of right now, I don't see myself quitting and just doing YouTube. I feel like that's just, I don't know. I don't trust it. It's so unstable as far as like how much money you make. Like it varies so frequently all the time. Like there's some months where I have like a pretty decent month where I'm like, you know, maybe I could quit and just do YouTube. But then the next month isn't as good. So then it's like, I don't know. I don't like the inconsistency. And like working for yourself in a salon can also be inconsistent because it's not like I get a set salary. It's totally dependent on like the work that I'm doing. I don't know. For now, I'm happy doing both. I'm happy with the fact that I can kind of work whenever I want between both jobs since I'm my own person. Like I don't have a boss or anything. So I can kind of divide my time between both however I see fit. Like if I ever wanted to, I could pull back on YouTube more and work in my salon more, or vice versa, pull back on the salon and work on YouTube more. So right now I like the combination. I feel like I have a good handle on doing both at the moment. The lovely Allie Dawson asked me, when can we meet? I'm gonna meet her so soon. As soon as she submitted this question, I DM'd her. I was like, girl, when do you want to go to Disney? Because she goes to Disney and Universal all the time. I was like, listen, I'm free on this such and such day in between my vacations coming up. Let's do it. So we're gonna meet in early June and I'm so excited to meet you in person, Allie. It's gonna be so much fun. You know, I actually really like this. It's definitely like more coverage than I typically put on my face. Like had I realized it was a medium coverage, I would have just put way less on my face and let it blend and spread out more. But you know, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I guess we'll just have to see how it wears throughout the day. But so far, I'm pretty pleased with that little sample. And the best part is they sent me 2 packets, so I can get one more round using the foundation before I decide. But I don't see myself buying the full size, to be honest, just because I'm content with what I own. But sometimes it's fun to try something new, and this gives me the opportunity to try something new without buying something new. Concealer, I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty one, and then I'm also gonna use my Rare Beauty under eye brightener. Favorite color combo, clothes, hair, makeup. I mean, for clothes, I wear all black all the time. I don't know if I even have like a favorite color combo per se. I mean, I really like black and white together. I like black and white stripes. I like black that has like designs to it, like maybe like a see-through meshy top that has like designs all over it. I wear those pretty frequently, especially when it's not a million degrees out. Although I'm wearing a crew neck today and it's gonna get really hot today because I'm not a good Floridian. As far as hair goes, that's really tough because I do so much hair every day of my life and I like so many different combos. Right now I'm really vibing with like a gingery red and a blonde. I think it's so pretty together. I always love doing like blue and purple hair together. I think that's so fun. Or purple and pink. I think that's so cute. I also really like red and pink together. I think that's fun. I also like doing blondes and then adding little bits of rose gold. I like so many color combos. I feel like I like more than I dislike, if that makes sense. The only things I don't love are pairing like, as far as hair goes, pairing like black and white or like a dark red and a white or like a dark anything in a white because it can bleed together if you're not careful, and most people aren't careful, unfortunately. But not because I don't like it, just because it's very high maintenance and not worth it for most people. Oh man, as far as makeup though, I mean, look at my It's Freaking Bats palette with Shroud. Like that's like one of my favorite combos of colors of all time. That's why I created it. I love every Halloween combo, like orange and purple, purple and black, purple and green, black and green. I love blue and green together. I love pink, purple, red together. I love yellow and green. I love everything. I love so many. I don't even have like top favorites because I switch what I'm doing all the time. Do you have any recommendations for recipes for a vegetarian? I consult Pinterest a lot if I need something new. I love doing things in the Instant Pot. I kind of got over my fear of it last fall. I haven't been using it as much lately. I don't know. For me, it's like the Instant Pot feels almost like a fall winter tool to use. And now that it's getting hot out, I like don't want to use it as much. I don't know if I'm weird with that. I probably am. But I do like using the Instant Pot because it's really easy and there's so many things you can just shove together. For really easy things that we do at home sometimes are, we'll do like sheet pan meals. We'll get like the field roast veggie sausages. There's so many different flavors and we'll use whichever one sounds good. We'll chop it up into like little coins and then chop up various vegetables, season everything, throw it on a pan, bake it in the oven. Super easy, filling, yummy meal. Pop it over some quinoa or something like that, and it's really lovely. I also love pasta. Can never go wrong with pasta. I love tacos. Tacos are a really good one because you can do like the fake meats, but you could also just go ham with like beans and rice. And oh, tempeh. Oh my gosh, anything with tempeh is like the key to my soul. It's so good. I'm gonna set my under eyes and around my mouth and probably a little right here with my Kosas powder. I bought this during the Sephora sale and I'm obsessed with it. It's really, really good For me, it gives me similar vibes to that Kaleidos matte light highlight that's sold individually and in the contour trios. It's not like the exact same, but the way it looks under my eyes gives me a similar effect, and I really, really like it because I don't have to use a ton for it to set everything down and do the job nicely. Would love your insight on how to feel confident wearing intense eyes during the daytime. I've actually done videos on that exact topic in the past, basically like a how to feel confident wearing colorful makeup type videos. And honestly, my biggest tip is you just gotta practice wearing it. One of the things that'll throw you off the most is just the fact that you're not used to seeing yourself that way. And you could also just like ease into it. Like maybe start by just doing like a pop of color on the lower lash line or a pop of color in the inner corner. Wear that for a couple days and then add on to it. And then that also eases everyone that you see in regular life into it if they're not used to seeing you that way either. Not that you have to get anybody's approval or impress anybody, but you know, sometimes people make a weird comment and then it like throws you off, so. But yeah, honestly, just practice wearing it at home, alone in your house. Get used to seeing yourself when you like walk past the mirror. That'll make it feel a lot easier for you. Moving on to bronzer, or I guess, yeah, it's a bronzer. It's called Precision Sculpting Bronzer. It's this Face Hack by Freck. This is in the shade Fair. It looks like this. It's like such a weird, teeny little product. Never used this a day in my life. Hope it works good. I probably should have tested this on a day that I wasn't also wearing a new foundation, but you know, it is what it is. Do the kitties get mad when you travel, or are they just happy to see you? They're pretty much always just thrilled to see us again. It's like no time has passed. They're just super cuddly again. My white cat, Kanade, sometimes she gets a little grumpy when we first return home, just because she's like mad that we left in the first place. But she gets over it like pretty instantly. Thankfully, they aren't like revenge seekers when we travel and then come back home. But we also always have like friend or Zane's parents or somebody come visit them a couple times a day to like feed them and give them cuddles and stuff like that. So far, my first impression of this product is that it's very subtle. I mean, I know this is the lightest shade, but I'm a ghost and this is very, very subtle, but that's not a bad thing. Maybe that's a good thing, you know? Absolute favorite snack at the moment? Oh, I don't know. Oh, my memory card's filling up. I'm gonna have to address that soon. I feel like I haven't been super snacky lately. I've mostly just been eating like my core meals and then the day's over. Oh, I lied. I do have a snack that I discovered recently. I think I saw it on TikTok. I took some bananas, I cut them in half, and then I cut those halves in half. So it's just like little like slices. And then I put them on parchment paper on a pan, and then I drizzled like caramel and chocolate sauce over them with a little bit of like nuts. And then I freeze them, and they're so yummy. They're like little frozen banana candy bars. They're so good. And I'll just like randomly get the hankering for one, and I'll just walk to the freezer, grab one of the little pieces, and then go on with my day. Zane wants to like them, but his teeth are very sensitive, so it's hard for him to bite them. I don't have sensitive teeth. I'm the kind of person that can bite into ice cream, so it's nothing for me. But that's really yummy. I've been really happy with that right now. I switched memory cards, so if things look different, that's why. Moving on to blush, I'm gonna use my Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks palette. I think I wanna do very pinky cheeks today because I have a pinky highlighter as well. So I'm gonna do Baby Girl. On your list of brands to try, have you taken any out or added to the list? I don't think I've like taken any out. I always do like a brands I wanna try at the end of every year. I don't think I've like taken any of the ones I last mentioned off the list, but have I added any? That Ensley Rain brand, I think is what they're called on Instagram. They make really pretty palettes. I feel like I'm intrigued by them. They're a brand that's caught my attention. I'm sure there's others, but I'm like blanking on anything else. Because I think I mentioned Half Magic Beauty in that video. Yeah, I think Ensley Rain's honestly the only one that comes to mind at the moment. But there might be another that I'm forgetting. What is your dream video game makeup collab? Kingdom Hearts, 100%. I just feel like that would be such a beautiful collab because there are so many rich, delicious colors, especially like thinking of that first like scene that you're playing in the first game when you're in that like dark area with all the beautiful Disney stained glass. It's so pretty. And then even when you're on the island and all the different, oh my gosh, it's so good. I would also love to see a proper Sims collab because that Mac one a few years ago was tragic. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it anyways because I don't shop from Mac, but I would have loved it to at least look better. So I'd love a proper Sims collab that actually like reflects the game. I feel like that would be really cool. Honestly, I'm also shocked we don't have like Mario collabs right now with the Mario movie happening, but like I also don't know if I need a Mario collab. Like I think I'm okay. As much as I love Mario, I don't know if I need Mario in my makeup, but Kingdom Hearts, absolutely. I would love, love, love that. That would be so pretty. I feel like a Zelda collection would also be really, really pretty. How often do you color your hair? Not very, which is why my grow out is to here. It's been probably 6 months since I last lightened my chunk. I refresh the color on that chunk as it fades. I don't know, probably every 6 weeks or so if I had to guess. I don't wash my hair very often, so it lasts a while. But yeah, I don't color it very often at all. I'm horribly lazy when it comes to my own hair, which is why I have very minimal done to my hair. I don't want to have to keep up with it. I did very high maintenance color for years, and now I'm just past that point in my life. All right, freckles with my Freck XL while I answer some more questions. When was the happiest time of your life? I like that question. There's been so many like core memories that make me super happy. My wedding day was Zane. Every trip we've ever taken together. Got a good silly one. Last year in my town, one of our local movie theaters held like a Twilight marathon that weekend. And we went to every single one that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that was like one of the best moments of my life. It was so fun, like reliving seeing those movies in theaters. Yeah, so many good moments. Getting all of the cats. Those are some happy times. Honestly, there's even days that I look back on that are just like Zane and I having a lazy day, like barely leaving the couch at all, just like watching shows or playing video games. And those just make me super happy too. I feel like there's nothing better than having a partner that you can just do absolutely nothing with, and it's the best time in the world. Looking back on times with my best friend Mackenzie, who doesn't live near me at all anymore, but every time she comes back to visit, it's the best. I have core memories with my best friends Morgan and also my best friend Sam, and I just have so many good ones. It's hard for me to even pinpoint a specific favorite because there's just lots of good times that I've had in my days. The times I got my collabs, the day that I opened my salon studio, like just so many cool things, and I'm super grateful. Really quick, on to highlight. I did buy a House Labs product finally at the Sephora sale. I bought this gel, what is this called? Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter in Rose Quartz. This one's been like super viral and I got sucked in. I'm gonna use this Lethal Cosmetics 125 highlight brush. Actually, I'm gonna use my finger for my nose area. Ooh, that is pink, but in a good way. I wanted a really pinky complexion today. That's so darling. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Ooh. That just like melts into the skin too. Holy cow, I like barely had to even touch that. What does Zane do for work? He does IT work. He is a systems administrator for a company in town. He gets to work from home on Mondays and Fridays, but he goes into the office the other days. He'd love to be fully remote, but they made him start going back in last year. But yeah, he does computer things. Sometimes he builds computers on the side as well. Okay, that is so precious. Definitely like a blushy highlighter kind of situation. Like this is one of those products that I'd probably even just store with my blushes to just have like a glowy blushy moment. I might actually even grab my blush brush and pick up that product and just kind of blend it like that rather than with my highlight brush, just to get a little bit more of a glowy cheek. I feel like it's almost similar to the Lethal ones, not in the same way. Like the Lethal ones are, I feel like even more like shiny, shimmery, glowy almost, but I can kind of use those just as like a highlighter and blush in one. I feel like that's kind of what this is gonna be for me. But if you're darker than me, this would be a beautiful highlight just standalone, I'm sure. Ooh, I quite like that. I think that's pretty lovely. Very pink, very cute. Gonna just pounce this around before we move on to the eyes. Gonna spray with my Pretty Fresh setting spray from Colourpop. Okay, moving on to the eyes. Before we get into answering some questions, I am gonna be using the Wicked Widow Tea Time palette. I'm so excited to have this. Oh, it's so cute. This like Alice in Wonderland themed palette. Now, I liked the Alice in Wonderland palette that Colourpop did, but this is like, I feel like it captures the energy so well. It's so pretty. I love the background. It's just adorable. So I think I'm gonna do something kind of blown out. I'm gonna play with Imposter blended out to Dreamer in the outer area, and I'm gonna do Nonsense on the inner part. And then for the lid, I'm gonna use the Key in the outer part, and then I'm gonna use Rabbits in the inner part. And then I'll of course highlight with Drink Me. So I'm gonna use every shade except for Who Are You and Adventure. And I do plan on playing with this again on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, so I'll be doing another look, but I just wanted to give you the rundown of which shades I'm using before I get to answering questions while we do the look. I'm gonna prime, of course, with my Sigma eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna blend it out, and that'll be that. This next question is, do you still sometimes do looks that don't work? Yeah, I do, totally. I feel like I've definitely had moments where I'm not vibing with a certain look. I can usually find ways to like rectify it, like when in doubt, throw glitter on everything. You know what I mean? It's been a long time since I've had a look that was going so downhill that I had to like wipe it all off and start over. But yeah, totally. I feel like I'll encounter products that just aren't working, or, you know, maybe it's just a bad makeup day. Like maybe it's just not gonna pan out no matter what I do. Like maybe my creative juices just aren't flowing quite right. But yeah, totally. Not every look I do is a winner. Hopefully this one will be though. Hi, I love your makeup looks. They're so unique and gorgeous and fun. Thank you so much. I'm curious about how you come up with them and the way you look to a palette color story. Like with this palette, for instance, I don't know. It's really hard for me to answer that question because I don't necessarily think about it too hard. I truly just go kind of based on vibes and what I'm feeling. Like in this moment, I knew that this blue shimmer really spoke to me. And because it's pretty dark, I knew that I'd probably want to make it more of an outer corner moment. So because of that, I thought it would blend really nice into this shade of blue. And then I thought the green would blend nice into that. And then I thought the purple shimmer would go into that. I feel like with most of my looks, it starts with me just being really inspired by one specific shade. And I figure out where I want to put it on my face. And then I kind of go from there. Sometimes I see somebody else do a look and I'm inspired by that look. When that happens, I always credit the person. But I feel like for the most part, I'm truly just going based on my own vibes and just what kind of speaks to me in the moment. What's a goal, professional or personal, that you'd still like to achieve? Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like professionally, I'm honestly pretty content in the moment as far as my salon goes, because I don't, at least at the moment, never say never, but as far as I know and as far as I've ever known, I don't ever intend on opening like a full salon and having employees and stuff like that. So I'm very content just having my own little studio by myself, seeing my people, and I'm pretty good with that so far. Sometimes I fantasize about getting a studio in like a different space, like a standalone space, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with my current situation. As far as YouTube stuff goes, I mean, I would love to get to the point where like, maybe I even got to like 100,000 subscribers. That would be really cool. I'm creeping closer and closer to 34,000, which is pretty exciting. I mean, I would be stoked if I even got to like 40K. I never even saw myself getting to 10K. So I try to be open-minded about the YouTube thing. It's hard to like put a goal because it can be so unpredictable, you know? But I'm pretty content with my YouTube stuff. Like I've been blessed with doing collabs. I've gotten to connect with so many of you and different creators. So I'm pretty content in that aspect as well. Not to say I don't want it to grow into something bigger because that would be really cool, but at the moment I'm pretty satisfied. I feel like as far as personal goals go, I mostly just want to like continue traveling so much. I would love to do some overseas trips at some point, hopefully starting next year. I think that would be so fun. I guess coinciding with that and like YouTube goals, I want to continue connecting with more creators. I have plans to meet up with some people later this year, which is going to be so fun. A bunch of creators are going on this really fun trip to Charleston, which might have already happened by the time this video goes up, and I got invited to that a while back and I was so excited and I thought I was gonna do it, but I have a really big trip this month and I was like, oh, I'm already gonna be gone half the month in May. I just cannot take off more time than that. I didn't want to abandon my salon for even more time than I already am. So next time I will get to meet some people and hang out and it'll be super fun. I love that blue and green together. It looks so pretty and very dimensional. Like I feel like it almost looks like I used more than 2 shades because of how everything blended together. I'm obsessed with that. How are you? That's a nice question. Thanks. How are you? First of all, I feel like that's more important than little old me, but I'm doing pretty good. Like all things considered, you know, everything's going pretty good. Like I feel kind of overwhelmed with pre-film work since I am going on a trip very soon. Like we leave in less than 2 weeks at this moment. It's gonna be even closer by the time this video actually goes up. That is such a cute color. This would be a really pretty blush. But other than that, like I'm doing really good. Like I feel like I'm getting a really good handle on balancing YouTube and salon stuff together. I've been really working hard on that the last year, just trying to find more of a flow. I've been back into reading, which has been making my soul super happy, very good for my mental space. I've been spending a lot of time with one of my best friends, Sam, which is just fueling my soul. So many of my best friends do not live around me anymore. Like Mackenzie moved away a few years ago. Morgan moved away. Like, actually she's in town at this moment, but for the most part, she's moved away. Like all of my friends are gone. My best friend Sam and I have been connecting pretty heavily lately, and it's been making my whole life better. So that's been nice. Zane and I are doing good. The cats are happy and healthy. I am pretty thankful in this very moment. What are common mistakes YouTubers make that you would say to avoid to help them? Honestly, I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer before going in with my shimmers. Honestly, my biggest piece of advice that I give anybody is do not go into this expecting it to turn into a job, because it very well might not. It's very unpredictable. The algorithm is the algorithm, and especially when you're brand new and don't have a following or really anything like that, it's really, really hard to grow at first. And if you go into it expecting it to turn into a job, you're gonna be really disappointed really fast, because it's a long time of hustle before it turns into anything, unless you're just super lucky. I'm so excited about this. Oh, that is so pretty. But yeah, you need to go into it just treating it like a fun hobby and a way to connect and just share your love of whatever YouTube thing you wanna talk about, whether it be makeup or something totally different. But don't go into it expecting it to be a moneymaker, because it is quite the hustle and you have to truly enjoy it, because otherwise it's gonna be not so fun for you. What are some of your favorite TV shows and movies? Ooh, I got some good ones. I'm a perpetual rewatcher. It's like all I wanna do is rewatch things I've already seen. TV shows, in no particular order. I'm rewatching Charmed currently, so Charmed. Full House and Friends will always hold a special place in my life. I watched Full House all the time as a child. Modern Family and The Good Place are some of my favorite go-tos right now. New Girl. More serious shows. Stranger Things and You. I'm definitely forgetting some other shows. I really enjoyed White Lotus, but I don't know if that's like the kind of show I would like rewatch all the time. Like I feel like that's kind of a one and done show for me. So excited for the next season though. It's gonna be so good. Oh, Futurama is forever one of my favorite shows. It's just fantastic. It's such a good one. And I'm not really big on like adult cartoons, but that one is just perfect. Same with this blue. This blue is perfect. I'm gonna take Rabbit now. Wicked Widow Beauty just has some amazing, amazing shimmers. Like that's pretty incredible. As far as movies go, I'm a Disney fanatic. Lion King's my favorite. I also love Big Hero 6. Soul is like my favorite Pixar movie ever. It's so pure. I love Encanto. I love Frozen. I love every Disney movie. Things that are not Disney related, 500 Days of Summer. Room is a really good depressing movie. It's so sad, but I think it's so fantastic, and I'll rewatch that one every so often when I need a good cry, because it's so sad. Ooh, The Sixth Sense is one of my favorites. It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, those are some of my top favorites. Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, really anything Tim Burton-y and spooky. I love the Marvel movies. Infinity War is one of my comfort movies, strangely enough, even though that's also kind of depressing. I love a lot of things. 50 First Dates is one of my comfort movies. I love these colors. This is so pretty. I feel like Alice in Wonderland is on my eyeballs right now. No question, but I am so ready for Halloween season and to decorate. You said it. I am so ready. All I'm watching on YouTube right now are Halloween videos, like Halloween decor hunting and Halloween decorating and all that stuff. It's so, ooh, I want it so bad. The other day I was like, Zane, can we go Halloween decor hunting this weekend? He was like, sure, but we're not gonna find anything. The only good thing about summer is that early Halloween decor is gonna start soon, hopefully. In years past, at-home stores have started releasing stuff in June. It's kind of not been that way ever since COVID started, but hopefully as years continue to progress, that will come back, because I need Halloween decor in the summer, please and thank you. Current favorite books. Right now I'm really obsessed with Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I read that last month and it was so good. It was my 5-star read for April, and I'm currently reading the sequel. I always forget the name of it. It's a pink book. It's like something about things something in the light. I always forget the name of that one. I like can't keep it in my brain. But I'm really obsessed with that series. I really enjoyed the Crave series quite a lot. I enjoyed reading through that. The X-Hex is what started it all for me back in my reading journey. I loved the X-Hex and the Kiss Curse so much. I thought they were so cute. I also really liked Verity by Colleen Hoover. I really liked, oh, there's so many books that I've read that I really liked. I love Daisy Jones and the Sixth. I loved Mr. Wrong Number and Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. Just those cheesy little rom-coms. They're so cute. I'm gonna add a little bit more of nonsense. I just feel like I want an extra pop of that going on. I have so many book favorites. I've been doing all my book videos lately and they've been really fun for me. It's like my happy place right now is reading. What's on your book TBR? I have quite a few things. I do have ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, on my shelf. I'm gonna start reading that sometime this month. I have Kingdom of the Cursed, which I am procrastinating because I didn't realize when I bought it, but the third book is only available in hardcover until like September, and I don't want to own 2 soft covers and 1 hardcover, so I might procrastinate reading that one a little bit until closer to when the other one releases, because I also kind of like to read series in like a sequence, so I'll read that one eventually. I have 2 books by Emily Henry that I'm excited to read. I have Beach Read and Book Lovers that are going to be super cute. I think I'm gonna take those on vacation with me to read on the plane. I have Dead Romantics. I have like a shelf right now, like probably this big, full of books that are on my TBR, but those are the ones that are popping into my head at the moment. I know I'm forgetting some though. Favorite spooky books? You know, I don't have a lot of spooky books yet. I do have a long list of like spooky books and thrillers on my TBR that I will pick up eventually, but that just hasn't been what I've been wanting to read right now. I've been wanting to read mostly rom-coms or fantasy-esque things. But I did read Final Girl Support Group. That was kind of like a, I wouldn't call it a thriller, but it was kind of like a mystery, spooky book paying homage to classic final girls from classic horror movies. I want this one. No, I want something more blue than this one. Catsuit from Colourpop. That's probably like the spookiest book I've read so far. Ooh, there's also one that I read a couple years ago, or maybe like a year or 2 ago. It's like a collection of a bunch of short stories. The book's called Autumn Crow. That one's a really cute, like spooky book. It all takes place in the town of Autumn Crow, and it's like a bunch of different little stories that kind of intertwine together. That was a fun read. I might reread that because it's been a while, and last time I read it, I wasn't as big of a reader. So maybe I will read that again, maybe when it gets closer to autumn, or maybe now because I'm craving autumn. I think I am actually gonna take a little bit of Who Are You with a pencil brush and kind of plop it down here. I just feel like I want even more sparkle going on. If you had to move someplace else in the US, where would you go? So it's hard because I feel like I still have so many places to visit before I could like decide that. In a perfect world, if I could put my house in the middle of Manhattan in New York City, I absolutely would. But as much as I fantasized about living right in the middle of Manhattan for such a long time, I don't want to live in a shoebox. I like having space. I like having extra rooms. My cats like having extra rooms. So I don't see that being a fantasy any longer. Unless I became super rich one day and had 2 places. I would absolutely get a second place in New York and like bounce between the 2. I don't think I'll ever be that rich, but a girl can dream. I also fantasize about the New England area. I need to visit. I haven't been yet, but I fantasize about the New England area and also the Pacific Northwest, which I also haven't visited yet, but I have a trip that leaves out of Seattle in the summer, so I'll get to spend a day or 2 in Seattle before that trip starts. So that will be fun. I'm really happy with this eye look, guys. Favorite Taylor Swift song? My #1 favorite is Maroon. I love Maroon so much. That one deserved to be on the set list for the Eras tour, but it's fine. That one is my favorite though. It just hits so hard. I love the whole Midnights album, honestly, but I also love Delicate in the Reputation album. I love so many songs. I'm blanking on like every song I've ever listened to from her, but I love so many songs. Reputation, Midnights, and Lover are my favorite eras for sure. I also really vibe with Folklore and Evermore, but I feel like I have to be in the mood for those particular albums. Like those aren't the albums that I just put on any time for a good time. Like I have to like be in the mood for those albums. I feel like I also listen to All Too Well 10-minute version way more than somebody who's in a happy committed relationship should. Favorite skincare? My go-to brands are Good Molecules, Pacifica, and Pixie, probably. I think those are the ones I go for the most. I used to love Drunk Elephant. That was my favorite for years, but then I just discovered other things like Good Molecules that were working very great for my skin with the same kinds of ingredients, but a fraction of the price, because Drunk Elephant is insanely expensive. But I did really like Drunk Elephant for a time as well. I don't know what lip I want today. Maybe just a gloss. Maybe I'll just use this gloss that's next to me. George from Lawless, because I don't feel like getting up. Maybe I'll just use Gifted lip pencil and kind of just smudge that out. What are your summer plans? Any trips? I do have some trips. I don't think I've officially announced it yet, but I guess I can now. I'm going to Hawaii very soon with Zane's family. His stepdad's from there, and I'm so stoked. We're gonna be there for almost 2 weeks, and I can't wait. We have so many fun plans. I'm pretty much letting Zane's parents plan the whole thing because his stepdad's from there, and his parents got married there, so they know what the good things are to see. So I'm really excited for that. I cannot wait. And then around my birthday in July, I'm going with my best friend Sam. We're meeting up with her best friend Kara in the DC area, and we're gonna spend a couple days with her. I feel like I like this gloss for this look. I think that's cute. And then also this summer we have our Alaskan cruise. That's what's leaving out of Seattle. I am so excited. We have so many fun trips coming up. I feel like all of our vacations this year were like crunched into a couple month time frame, but I'm not mad at it. I'm very excited. And we can just end on this last one while I do one more coat of mascara. How did you come up with each of your cats' names? So I have 5 cats. Absol is named after the Pokemon Absol. My friend Sam thought he was named after Absalom from Alice in Wonderland, so that's what she calls him. Kanade is named after Kanade from the anime Angel Beats. I'm not a big anime watcher, but I loved Angel Beats. It's so sad and so good, and pretty short too. Felix is named after Fix-It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph. Leela is named after Leela from Futurama. And Edalyn is named after Ida the Owl Lady from the Owl House show. And that's where they got their names from. But yeah, this is the look. I'm going to just freshen up my hair. It still has some waves in it from yesterday, but I just need to zhuzh it back to life, and I'll be back and we'll finish up this video. Thank you so much for watching my video. I had a lot of fun hanging out and chit-chatting, answering your questions, playing with makeup. I'm so happy with how my face looks. Like, I don't think anything I tried today was bad. I'm pretty impressed with this foundation even. I don't feel like it looks like too much, even though it's not what I would typically reach for on the daily because it's a little more coverage than I prefer. I feel like it looks pretty nice. Like, it doesn't look too thick or too matte or anything like that. It looks pretty nice. Really like that House Labs blushy highlighty situation. I think that's so pretty. I think I'm gonna reach for that a lot. There's a high chance I'm gonna take that with me to Hawaii, especially just for like a quick one and done blushy look. Super impressed with this eyeshadow palette as well. I'm definitely gonna play with this some more over on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, so just stay tuned. It's so cute. I think the only thing I feel kind of just meh about so far is the Freck Sculpty Bronzery Creamy product, and not because it was bad, but just because I feel like it's so subtle, but it also does kind of look good. Like, it gave me nice color without it being too much. I don't know. I'll play around more with this one. I'll have more thoughts later, but as of right now, I just feel very indifferent about it. I would love to know your thoughts though on everything we talked about, on the makeup I used. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you so much, more than you know. If you made it to the end of this video, you know, leave some cat emojis because Karma is a cat purring on my lap because it loves me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I'm battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you can subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, I'm posting most days here as well. Also, feel free to join my channel membership. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get a cute bat badge next to your name. You'll get exclusive cute little spooky emojis, and you will get a members only get ready with me once a month. I believe the second one either just got posted or it's coming very, very soon. So you'll already have a couple to watch, and you'll get say in the future ones on what I use in those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.